Good evening and welcome to Laguna Niguel City Hall. We're so glad that you're here. This is your city council meeting. Today is Tuesday, January the 15th, 2019. It is 7 p.m. Regular meetings are held on the first and third Tuesday of every month in the city chambers here at City Hall, and we invite you to come back each and every time. We'll be here, so we invite you to come back and join us. Before we move forward with our meeting tonight, I wanted to take a moment and announce that at the end of tonight's meeting, I will be adjourning the City Council meeting in memory of longtime Laguna Niguel resident and super volunteer Dave Mellon. He was a member of our military support committee. He attended Cornell University and served his country as a captain for the United States Marine Corps. And on behalf of a very heartbroken but sincere city, we extend our most heartfelt condolences to the Mellon family. And tonight's meeting will be held in his honor, and we will be adjourning his honor soon. At this time, I'd like to ask our City Clerk Gomez if she would please call the roll.
Present.
Councilmember Genoway,
Present.
Councilmember Minigar,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies, and Mayor Jennings.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. This time, I'd like to ask Reverend Jim Zeiler from the Laguna Niguel Presbyterian Church to come forward for the invocation. And after that, we will have Cub Scout Pack 773 come forward to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you always please stand.
Let's pray together. Gracious, wise, and loving God, as we gather this evening, we gather with hearts thankful for the blessings you bestow upon each of us. We thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we enjoy, for sustenance, for meaningful work, for relationships that strengthen and sustain us, and for the beauty of your creation that we call Laguna Niguel. Lord, we are also thankful for men and women that you have gifted and placed in their role as civic leaders, and for all those who labor in service to this city, and we ask for your richest blessings upon them. As we gather together this evening to discuss, to discover, to discern, and to decide, I would ask that you would grant to all involved wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and righteousness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, and personal peace in their lives and joy in their service. Lord God, bring a sense of unity and joy as we all commit to working together for the common good. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Cub Scout Pack 773, Color Guard advance. Place your right hand over your heart. Those in uniform and veterans salute. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and justice for all. 2. Audience, you may be seated.
That's awesome. If you guys would stay put, we're going to come down and say hello. Now, as it turns out, this is a pretty special night. This Troop 772, Pack 773, missed it by one. Pack 773 is the first all-girls Cub Scout here in Laguna Niguel. Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations to you all. They're really proud of you, and we're so glad to have you here. I want to get a chance for everybody to get to know you, so if you would, please, just tell me your first name, what school you go to, and your grade. Yeah, thank you. So name, where you go to school, and your grade. And you can hold the microphone.
Okay. My name is Eden. I'm in 5th grade, and I go to Hidden Hills Elementary School.
My name's Marley. I'm in 4th grade and I go to Hidden Hills Elementary School.
My name is Caitlin and I go to elementary school and I'm in 5th grade.
My name is Kalia, and I go to Hidden Hills Elementary School, and I'm in 4th grade.
I'm Maggie. I'm in 5th grade and I go to Hidden Hills Elementary School.
My name is Kylie, and I go to Hidden Hills Elementary School, and I'm in 1st grade.
My name is Andy and I go to Hidden Hills Elementary School and I'm in 2nd grade.
My name is Amy, and I am the den leader for the 4th and 5th grade girls.
My name is Abra, and I'm the den leader for the younger girls.
We are so proud to be here. Are there any more troop leaders here? I want to make sure that we bring them up, so thank you. We're going to take a picture, so if the paparazzi wants to get their pictures taken and get their cameras out, let's get together. That's a big paparazzi. That's great. Now, who's gonna release this tonight? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great. Well, we have two presentations tonight. The first one's very brief. I wanted to give you a preview of it. We're going to present a resolution for Rick Regal, the 2018 Laguna Niguel Chamber of Commerce Chairman of the Board. And this resolution will be presented to Rick at the annual Chamber of Commerce installation breakfast, which is this Friday. So I didn't trouble Rick to come out tonight and get it, so we're going to see him again on Friday. But I want to let everybody know that that's happening, and we're so very honored for his service and appreciate it. Our next presentation is in recognition of Laguna Niguel Holiday Parade Executive Committee. Probably one of the best and most famous groups in town, I think. At this time, I would like to ask Allison Giglio to come join me to assist in the presentation. I asked for a few cheat sheet notes just to sort of let you know the scope of what the parade undertakes. This year, our parade theme was Snow Much Fun. Even though it was bright, sunny, and awesome outside, Snow Much Fun was perfect. We had an estimated 11,000 people lining Crown Valley Parkway, which is just fantastic. If you want to see the parade, you can go on to lagunaniguelparade.com and see all the event sponsors and all the floats and the video and all that. That's very special. And we had 205 volunteers to pull that off, and this committee, it's one of the biggest undertakings I can imagine. So we really appreciate that. It took over 1,000 volunteer hours to do so, and they do that year over year, and we consistently have one of the nicest holiday parades around. So this is fantastic. We want to recognize their efforts. So I've asked Allison if she would to call each of them, come up when we have certificate, and if you would just come up, stay here. We want to get a group picture and say thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's start with Deanna Berghardt. This is in alphabetical order by last name. Deanna, come on up. Deanna moved away and came back, and we sucked her back into the parade committee. Next up, Patty Fehervari. She's the co-chair and sponsorship assistant. T.C. Robinson, Traffic and Safety Coordinator. Keith Sims, our Band Coordinator. Our fearless leader and chairman, Jim Taylor. Dave Tuma, Logistics. And also Jessica Tuma, St. Timothy Catholic Church Liaison. And I don't believe Teresa is here, but I'd also like to call up Colleen Gelfer, our staff supervisor who oversees the parade committee. Come on up for the picture. Okay.
Thank you so much on behalf of the city. Let's give them a round of applause. Rumor has it they're already starting to plan for this year's holiday parade, so it never seems to stop. Thank you so much.
And we are recruiting for members if you'd like to
And
join.
that's all we have, so we can go back to the dais. And that concludes our presentation part of the agenda and brings us to public communication. So at this time, I'd like to open public communications. And any person wishing to address the city council will need to complete and present a gold-colored request to speak form, which you can get in the back right corner and provide to our city clerk, Ms. Gomez, down here at the front. Please be aware that the time limit will be 3 minutes for each person to speak. To allow equal time to the speakers, minutes may not be given from one speaker to another. You may have another person read your statement, though. City Clerk Gomez, are there any other requests to speak forms than the one I have?
No, Mayor, there are no others.
Great, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, let's start with, the first is John Ulrich from the Botanical Preserve.
Hello, is this on? Hello?
It's
Good. John Ulrich, I'm at 30412 Northampton, up the hill here. I came to offer you invite to come to our fundraiser on January 27 at Sea Country Senior Center. We're having the fundraiser to earn money to do improvements to our greenhouse, different step locations. And actually, I think John Mark could probably explain this much better than I can. So anyway, we had a lot of fun last year doing this over there. So we have, we're going to celebrate the preserve. We're going to have informal presentations, appetizers, beer and wine, silent auction, some entertainment, some discussion on what we do over there. So I'm sure most of you have been there. It's one of our best kept secrets in this city. We're trying to remedy that. So come and join us, and we'd love to have you. And I know all of you will be there, no doubt. So thanks again.
Thank you. Our next speaker is former mayor and Mayor Emeritus Gary Capita.
Mayor Jennings, council members, Gary Capita, 32 Saint-Tropez. It's my honor and privilege to be here today to say a few words about Terry Dixon. And some of them I have to use in code because, as my fellow colleagues know, a lot of things that go on in the city are in closed session with Terry's help. But I first had the honor of working with Terry with a woman who had some issues with her neighbor who was a dentist and an attorney, and you'll remember her. And I could probably go on, but the one story I think most describes the great work Terry's done, pretty much unsung behind the scenes, and we've all relied upon him, you know, both personally and in our roles as council members. Was one time a gentleman who's really a bright guy. He's a CPA and an attorney, Stephen Weintraubski, who, for those that have had the honor of being on the fire authority, know Stephen Wojtrawski. He shows up at one of our council meetings, and Paul Glab was mayor, and I was sitting where Mayor Pro Tem Davies was, and I said to Paul, oh, this should be interesting. So Mr. Weintraubski came to talk to our council to thank us for a letter that Terry had written on behalf of the council in relation to some moving billboards that the city of Mission Viejo had. And as he was concluding, I just asked Mayor Glab if I could say something. I said, Mr. Wojtrowski, thank you for coming to talk to us, to thank us for something we did good. He goes, well, Mr. Capita, I like you, and I like some of the council, the members of the Fire Authority, but if your legal counsel was as wonderful as Mr. Dixon was, I'd be thanking you all the time. So it's been a privilege working with you. A few birds told me that you had a few more meetings with our city, so I wanted to come to thank you, and it's been an honor and a privilege working with you, Terry.
Thank you, Gary, very much. I appreciate your comments.
Our next speaker is, speaking of emeritus, City Manager Emeritus, perhaps, Tim Casey. Welcome back to City Hall, Mr. Casey.
Thank you very much. I don't think I've ever spoken to the council from this side of the microphone. This is the first. But before I ask my team to join me, I wanted to extend my congratulations to Sandy on her election, to Elaine and Fred on your re-election, and to John, Mark, and Lori on your selections as mayor and mayor pro tem. I also wanted to congratulate Christine on completing her first year of service. From the vantage point of a still interested former pro and a still active local resident, I'm very impressed with the executive team that you've assembled. I'm very encouraged by the political leadership. It's going to be a great couple of years and a great 30th anniversary as I look at the screen behind you. When I first learned of Terry's retirement and that tonight might be his last council meeting, I reached out to contact some of the original members of our city executive team, and I have 4 that are joining me tonight. And Mr. Mayor, with your permission, may they join me?
Please, thank you.
Thank you. Would you please come up here, and I'll do my best to get the names and titles and years of service correct. But we had a very, very stable executive team for probably the first 10 to 20 years of cityhood. It was my privilege to serve as your city manager from 1990 to 2013. I'm joined tonight by Pam Lawrence, who I will just shorthand title our first deputy city manager from 1989 to 2014. Solveig Darner, our community liaison, a position in the city manager's office from 1989 to 2010. Pauline Colvin, who served in a variety of capacities, including executive assistant to the council and city manager, city council liaison and communications officer from 1994 to 2016, and Joe Davis, who served as our first chief of police services from 1990 to 1999. We reached out to 2 other folks, Terry, Ken Montgomery and Bob Leonard, couldn't be here tonight, but they send their regards. Bob is out of town. And Ken just hasn't given up the profession. He's sitting tonight with the Irvine Traffic and Transportation Commission, and they had a conflicting meeting. But I added up the years, including Ken and Bob, and collectively, we worked with you for 140 years. You don't look that old, to be perfectly honest, but I'd like to say a few words and then turn it over to the rest of the gang here for anything they want to say. But yeah, Terry, I want you to know that, in my opinion, your Laguna Niguel legacy will be that your name will forever be associated with everything good that has happened in this city over the past 30 years. The milestones, the achievements are too countless to mention, but just a couple, including a few the folks might not be aware of. But Terry played a vital role pre-cityhood, working with Laguna Niguel citizens for cityhood toward the successful incorporation of the community back in 1989. Played a key role in the adoption of the city's first general plan. Played a key role serving all of the 11 South County cities in our successful effort to defeat the El Toro Airport proposal. Provided the legal support on every major capital improvement project that took place over the past 30 years, from the initial construction and expansion of the Sea Country Community and Senior Center, the Golden Lantern Street Widening Project, which may sound simple in name, but required the negotiation of 100 separate noise mitigation agreements with property owners that were affected by the widening project. the Metrolink station, which we very successfully handed back to the Orange County Transportation Authority, and then took the keys when they completed the project due to a few little stumbling blocks that we encountered along the way. Played a key role in endorsing the use of a non-traditional delivery method in the construction and delivery of this city hall, and that same method is now being employed in the successful completion of your 3 phases of Crown Valley Community Park. Those were some of the serious things. Well, I want to see if I can get a little giggle out of you tonight. We had to educate the Orange County Grand Jury on the California subdivision and park dedication process. I don't know if you recall the 2 gentlemen that visited us asking what happened to the 96 acres. Well, at the former City Hall, we methodically took them through about 18 months of research to explain how cities approve subdivisions and developers offer parks and open space. And I thought we did a pretty good job. And then we took them on a field trip. I don't know if you recall this, but actually to the edge of the Salt Creek corridor, where one of these guys said, "So what happened to the 96 acres?" And I think Terry said, "Well, you're kind of standing in them right now." We also derailed a very deceptive land use initiative brought by out-of-state interests that, if approved or enacted by a vote of the people, would have exposed our young city to nearly $250 million in inverse condemnation liability. And we even dealt with the O.J. Simpson verdict and the proper use of city stationery. But yeah, Terry, in my humble opinion, yeah, your steady hand and your sage counsel, both legal and general, have served this city well for nearly 30 years. And the 22 years that we worked together were certainly the most enjoyable of my public service career. Thank you for your service to the city. Thank you for your friendship. I wish you nothing but the best in your well-deserved retirement. Job well done.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate the comments.
My pleasure. Who would like to go next?
Mayor Jennings, members of the City Council, Tim's always a really hard act to follow, but I will do my best. I'm really proud to have been a resident of Laguna Niguel for 32 years and to have been an employee of the City of Laguna Niguel and the Laguna Niguel Community Services District for 27 years, during which time I was really, really honored to work with Terry all of those years. And I guess to follow up a little bit on what Tim said, Terry was always the voice of reason. He was always the sounding board, the mentor, and the person you went to when you wanted just a little bit of wisdom. So Terry, I'd like to congratulate you on your retirement. Thank you so much for all that you did for the city, for me personally, for all those years, and we wish you the best. And thank you so much for your dedicated and devoted service to our beautiful city.
Thank you, Pam.
Everyone knows there's never been a microphone I didn't like to meet. And having used to sit over here, we didn't have the good seats, Matt. Sorry, Chief. And people would walk up and go, "Hi, my name is Joe Davis, and I live at 9 Cavalier, and I've lived here 3 years, and in 3 years, this whole town's gone to hell." At which I would lean over to Mr. Dixon and say, "Well, I guess we've established the problem. I know how to fix it. I'll just arrest them." Terry would calm me down and remind me not to do that. We were talking for just a moment. Tim's levity, mine's better. We recall that you had a definition for a moron and an idiot, but there was a third one, and we couldn't remember. Do you recall that? Because we would have staff meetings and be talking about issues, of course, not people. Remember that at all? Imbecile, that was it. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
You asked.
Hi, Terry. I will be very, very short. Thank you for helping me many, many, many times when issues came to my office that I needed help with. I wish you good luck in your retirement, and as a 47-year resident of the community, thank you for your service.
Terry, I just want to thank you personally on behalf of my family, my husband, David, and my 2 children for all your help and guidance. As a city attorney, you have been invaluable to the quality of life the people enjoy so much here in Laguna Niguel. Personally, as a former employee of the city of Laguna Niguel, I can recall two moments where your advice was absolutely invaluable, and that was when we defeated the El Toro Reuse Planning Authority. Those were very contentious years when we were trying to defeat the airport. And the other one, to piggyback Tim, was the O.J. Simpson letter. If there was ever a need where I felt I needed city attorney advice, it was then, and you gave it in your very professional manner. Your integrity over the years has been wonderful. You've served the city very, very well. You should be proud of your service, and I wish you the very, very best of health and happiness in your retirement. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much to all of you, and thank you and welcome back to City Hall, and we appreciate you so much being here. Our next speaker on behalf of former Mayor Robert Ming is John Ulrich.
Me again, so. Robert asked me a few days ago to convey a message for him because he's out of town. He's up in Sacramento. So I'll do my best to do that. Okay, Mayor Jennings, City Council, City staff, and citizens of Laguna Niguel. I would have preferred to provide these comments to you in person, but I'm in Sacramento and my travel schedule would not permit it. Thank you for the opportunity to share my thoughts with you today. Our world is full of change, and likely more than ever, especially in politics, change is inevitable. So how is it possible to build things that will last? It takes good people with endurance and wisdom who will commit themselves to the public good, not for days or months, but for years and even decades. It takes people who are willing to give themselves and put the needs of the people above their own. Terry Dixon is one of these people. Unfortunately, not everybody is that way. Some people have tried to use the system and power of government to benefit themselves and their friends. For 30 years, Terry Dixon has been the one who would not let that happen. He has stood without fail on the hill of integrity, on the moral high ground, and he will not be shaken. Some people would like to use the public forum to grandstand, to call attention to themselves, and to belittle others. Terry Dixon is the opposite. He stands quietly, delivers his thoughts with measured response and thoughtful consideration, and speaks with truth to power when that is what is called for. Over the years, some people have seen Terry as a roadblock to things they wanted to accomplish, viewing his cautious spirit as a hindrance. But that is only because they didn't understand his value. He's not the roadblock. He's the map. He's key to a long-term success. He's the one who shows the way that leads safely to the destination, the way that will withstand the test of time. So to the people of Laguna Niguel, I say this. Terry Dixon has made sacrifices that you'll never know. He has borne burdens that you will never feel. He has stood his ground even when he had to stand alone. All this was to protect you and the city you love. He always put you first, always. Terry Dixon, I salute you. You have fought hard and fought well. We would all be forever grateful. Former Mayor Robert Ming. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Kevin Ennis. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor Jennings, members of the council.
Good evening.
Christine Ridge and staff. I am Kevin Ennis of the law firm of Richards, Watson & Gershon, and we too would like to congratulate Terry Dixon on his long and successful service to the city, to be the first and only city attorney, and for his retirement. And we also appreciate the graciousness and assistance he has given as he transitions out of that role and we transition into his role. We'd like to thank the City Council for the opportunity to be selected as your next city attorney. We're very excited and proud to be selected and look forward to serving the city as it accomplishes its goals and projects and addresses its challenges. So with that, thank you, and again, congratulations, Terry.
I really appreciate the comments from Mr. Ennis, and I'm very pleased on the council's selection of him as the next city attorney.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ennis. Our next speaker is Stephanie Winstead.
Good afternoon, Mayor, or good evening, Mayor and council members.
Welcome.
My name is Stephanie Winstead, and I'm here representing the Laguna Niguel Chamber of Commerce. As I hope you're aware, the Chamber of Commerce has, from Black Friday until December 31st, held a Shop Laguna Niguel program, which really encouraged residents to shop locally. And for the past 5 years, the Chamber had asked residents to bring their receipts into the Chamber office to get raffle tickets in exchange for those receipts. And those receipts, were only eligible if the receipt was from a business that was within the boundaries of Laguna Niguel. Recently, just this past year, we decided to change to use an app called Trio. And Trio Rewards is, it allows people to scan their receipts rather than bring them into the office. It helps take some of the load off of the chamber staff. And it also allows people to not only just scan the receipts, but then they also get rewards throughout the entire year as they're shopping locally. The chamber was available to help participants that don't have smartphones, to help with educating them on how to use the app. And using the Trio Rewards app, we've been able to collect data that we haven't been able to in the past when participants would bring their receipts in. So using the Trio app, some of the data that we were able to collect is that 122 people participated in the program, and of those 122 people, 1,632 transactions were done, and that totaled over $100,000 in transactions in businesses that were, there was 173 businesses. So that's over $100,000 among the 173 businesses that were being shopped at during that time frame. So it was really interesting. I didn't even know that there were 173 businesses in the city, so very good information. There was a total of 1,807 ticket entries based on the rules that were on the website, and the top merchants by transactions were Costco Wholesale, that's both locations, Albertsons, Walmart, Ralph's, and CVS. So we don't have a few surprises there. But the dollar figures, so the top merchants by dollar figures were Costco Wholesale, again, not a surprise, Allen Family Automotive Group, so that's wonderful, local family business, Walmart, Albertsons, and Marina Hills Animal Hospital. So great for the owners of Marina Hills, not so great for the pets, but I'm sure they're getting great care. Okay, so what the participants got were raffle tickets. And the raffle tickets, what the chamber did is purchased gift cards for Laguna Niguel businesses. And the winners, there's going to be 3 winners, one for $500 in gift cards, one for $1,000, $500, and $250 in gift cards for Laguna Niguel businesses. And I would like to ask Mayor Jennings to please come forward and pull some raffle tickets. You get to pull 3, and the chamber staff, Diane Smith, will associate. So what you'll do is pull a ticket, read the number, and she has names associated with the numbers. So you get to, yeah, drum roll, please. Yeah. All right, the first one is for the $1,000 in raffle tickets. Okay, excellent. Thank you. And pull another one. Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful, Mary Simon. We'll have to let her know. Excellent. Probably shopping at Marina Hills Animal Hospital. Congratulations, Rick. Oh, 250. Yeah, so Rick gets 250. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Congratulations to the winners, and we will contact them first thing in the morning. I have a feeling that Rick's going to know within the next 30 minutes. And we thank the City of Laguna Niguel for assisting in the program and being so business friendly. And we encourage everyone to shop Laguna Niguel, shop locally throughout the year. So, thank you.
And we, on behalf of the city, also thank the chamber and all that they did and everyone who shopped Laguna Niguel, including those people who submitted their receipts and got their tickets. And congratulations to the winners. That's awesome. So thank you very much. At this time, unless we have any more requests to speak? No. So at that time, public communications is now closed. And we will move on to the consent calendar, items 1 through 15. I'd like to note for the council that we'll be voting on the current version of item number 6, as highlighted in the red folders in front of you. And I want to go around the room and see if we have anything to be pulled.
Yes, I'd like to pull items 14 and 15.
Okay, any others?
Comment on 14.
Comment on 14?
I just wanted to recuse from item number 1 for any potential perceived conflict of interest.
So noted.
Question for 1.
For item number 1, you pulling number 1?
Yeah.
For question, okay. Any others? Okay, with that, let's, is there a motion for the balance?
I'll make a motion to move the balance.
Okay.
I move. It's second.
Second, okay, it's moved by Mayor Pro Tem Davies and seconded by Councilwoman Raines. Are there any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstain? One noted abstention for Councilmember Miniger. With that, it passes. We'll go then to item number 1 on the consent calendar, which is the check register for comment with Councilwoman Raines.
Just a clarification, Mr. Erlinson, on page 3, I think it's County of Orange, there's a number of 12,000. Can you clarify what that is, what that was spent for?
Yes, Councilmember Raines. Actually, on that, for that one check, the combination of the second and third line items, so the 1.2 million and the $12,000, is 1/12 of the total annual law enforcement agreement with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. The 1.2 million reflects the general fund monies paid against the contract, and the remaining $12,000 that you see there represents the portion of the agreement paid by the U.S. Department of Justice's COPS grant.
Okay, thank you. I'll move the item.
Is there a second? Second. Okay, it's moved by Councilwoman Raines, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Davies. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Carries unanimously. Then we're on to item number 14, pulled by Councilwoman Genoway.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Jennings. This item, which is opposition to Senate Bill 50, Myself and Councilmember Davies had asked this to be placed on the agenda, and I'm sure, knowing my other council members and how they feel about local control, may have already asked or wanted to be sure, you know, they knew it would be here because one of us would be getting it on the agenda. This is another egregious attempt by the state to take away local control. They keep trying to chip away at it, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and we do need to take a stand on that. What is proposed by the state senator conflicts with the California state constitution and gives us unfunded state mandates on what we need to do regarding land use. It diminishes local zoning control. It diminishes our local regulatory authority. It establishes a one-size-fits-all for all statewide programs. Simple things like if reducing, that they could come in if we have a regulation that more than 1/2 of a parking space is required for an apartment unit, that could be waived. This is just simply ridiculous of the state trying to come in and take away local control. It is at the local level that we know what is best for the community here. There's a reason why we have a community development department. There's a reason why we have regulations, and I'm just so mad. I'm sorry. I could go on and on about it, but we really do need to take a stand when it's chipping away at local control in yet another way, and keep the zoning and the land use within the city and the city government. And I'm sure my other council members may have some other comments, or I probably said what we all feel.
I'm sure they do. Councilwoman Raines.
I do. I want to thank you so much for your proactive approach in getting a letter to Senator Weiner. Laguna Niguel is a beautiful city that serves our diverse residents as defined by the current and changing needs of our community and their input. It's the most valuable resource we as a council have to serve our community. SB 50, authored by Senator Weiner, would be an overreach of state government control, taking away the city's ability to serve its residents and diverse needs that are fit by our community and what our community needs. It takes away our voice, and it takes away our residents' voice. I urge every resident in Laguna Niguel to please research SB 54, authored by Senator Weiner, and reach out to Senator Weiner. His address is 455 Golden Gate Avenue, Suite 14800, San Francisco, California, 94102. His phone number, 415-557-1300. And his email, senator.weiner, that's WEINER, at senate.cal.gov. And I'd like to direct Manager Ridge to please make that available on our city's website so residents can have that reference. This is a very important time in our local municipalities that we stand up and make our voice known, not just to Senator Weiner, but also to the state government that is trying to take over the control of our city. So I thank you. And once again, I thank you, Mayor Jennings, for addressing it.
Any other comments? Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
I just want to give a little bit more information on this bill as well. And I can tell you we had a meeting with the League today, and the League obviously stands for local control, so we're going to be definitely opposing this down the line. Right now, there's about a 3/4 majority in Sacramento, so honestly, there isn't much we can do. They can actually override the governor when it comes to things like this. But Sacramento believes that they know what's best for us and what's best for our city. With part of this bill, what it does is it allows, especially since we're by a transit area, it allows a developer to come in and put affordable living without having to go through planning commission. So they can basically do what they need to do. There is no regulations on density. They can put a 10-story building there. So these are things that obviously we don't want to see when you come in. It's, as you said, is I think we're all, we're very upset, but we're also very concerned of them overreaching what they have. So I think that letters are important, but all of, and what the good thing is we've got good representation. We have Senator Bates, we have Assemblyman Bill Breaux. They're obviously supporting us, but a lot of the others aren't. So they need to hear that as well, that the people know what's best for their city. Also, what they're doing is they want to take the taxes, or I should say, excuse me, the revenue that they're going to be giving back to the cities off SB1, and that was the gas tax, and they're going to put some strings attached to it. So if you don't follow the rules when it comes to affordable living and what they want to see, they can withhold some of these funding. So that's something that I know that we're looking on for the league as well, if they're able to do that, considering that wasn't a stipulation when that vote was passed. But please do write, call. This is so important. This is just the beginning. They're going to have a lot of things they're going to want to do, and I'm going to tell you that local control is number one. Again, they want to be able to have the opportunity to tell the cities what's best for us. So please don't allow this, because again, it's the beginning and we need to stand up. Right now, I can tell you that they had over 130 bills on day one that they're already looking to pass. So we do need your help. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Do you have something else?
Yes, I'd like to just expand on what Councilmember Raines had said about contacting Senator Weiner. Also, we know how our state senator and our state assemblymen feel on this, and they are proponents of local control. But what we need to do is to contact those friends and neighbors and relatives that we have that are living in other Senate districts and other assembly districts, and be sure that they're aware of what is going on, so they can contact their state legislators. Because there does need to be, if it's just our state legislators, putting the pressure, it's not going to be well met, because we're in the minority when it comes to local control. So we want to be sure that this message is getting out to other state Senate and assembly districts. So please take the information. If you need to play this back on YouTube to get the information that Councilmember Raines had said, or that the city manager will be providing for contact information. But it is time to contact other people to be sending the same message that we are.
Great, thank you very much. And I would just echo all of that. I wrote this letter twice. It was first written in a what I might call a slightly more passive tone, and then I went back and completely rewrote it. The more angry I got, the more entrenched I got into this issue. Sacramento thinks that they know what we need, and they're just going to make those decisions for us. And they built right into this bill language that says that these proposed changes in this bill address a matter of statewide concern rather than a municipal affair, and therefore it applies to all cities. And I do not treat California cities as a one-size-fits-all. I certainly do not think Laguna Niguel fits the same as Mr. Weiner, as Senator Weiner's home city, and this is quite different. We can't allow this to happen. This is not a slippery slope. This is a sheer cliff. After one goes past this, there's no coming back from this. It destroys our ability to control our own zoning, and we do not know the outer reaches of where this bill could go. And for that reason, it is proposed that we do that. I want to invite the council to see if there is a motion to approve item number 14 on the calendar.
Move to approve.
Okay, it's moved by Councilwoman Genoway. It's seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Davies. All in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? I'd like to note that it carries unanimously from the Laguna Niguel City Council. Our next item from the consent calendar is item number 15, and that was pulled by Councilwoman Genoway.
Okay, item 15 is the approval of legal services agreement with Richards, Watson, and Gershon. And this is a pretty significant occasion for our city, because we have had the services of City Attorney Dixon for over 30 years. He started with us before we were a city. So I would just ask if we could have our city manager just give us some information and background on this so that our residents are aware of what's taking place.
Certainly, Councilmember Genoway. So the legal services agreement provides the same level of service that Terry has provided faithfully for 30 years. It is a contract that can be terminated by either party with 30 days written notice. And I can read just briefly some of the scope of work that RWG will be providing for us. It includes the timely preparation of ordinances, resolutions, agreements, forms, notices, affidavits, certificates, legal documents, attendance at all city council meetings, attendance at all planning commission meetings, rendering legal advice to the city council, the city officers, city department heads, and of course representing us in any litigation. The firm we interviewed 8 firms, city council did, and they were by far selected. And for the terms of their payment, they are offering us a billable rate of $210 for 90 hours each month. After the 90 hours, the rate does increase. That's it in a nutshell. Any specific questions?
No, I just wanted to be sure that our residents knew what was taking place here, and I think that nutshell was adequate. Does anyone need more than the nutshell? Okay.
If I may add one more thing. In addition, we have the city attorney assigned who is sitting in the audience, is Kevin Enos. We also have an assistant city attorney that is assigned to the city, and her name is Amy Grayson, and she's a land use attorney, so she would be the one that would be present at all the planning commission meetings. Thank you.
Thank you.
And for the benefit of the residents, I just want you to know that this was a very extensive search. We were really impressed with the number and caliber of attorneys and firms that applied for this position. It is a true testament to Mr. Dixon's service that they were very, very desirous of joining us here, and it's a very strong testament to Mr. Ennis and his team for having been selected in that. And sir, we welcome you. Now I'd entertain a vote, or a motion from the council to approve item number 15 from the consent calendar.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, good. So we have a move by Councilmember Genoway. We have a second by Councilmember Raines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Welcome, sir, and congratulations. Thank you. We have no other discussion items this evening, so we'll move on to other business and council reports. I will start to my right with Councilmember Raines.
Okay. So I just wanted to say that our Botanical Gardens event that's coming up, I encourage all of our residents to try to attend. I had a friend visiting this week, and I took her to the gardens, and we spent a good couple hours in there. It's a beautiful venue, and it's something that we have that a lot of communities don't have, and it's, like they said, a hidden gem. So let's make it known to others that we have something beautiful here to enjoy. And so I want to encourage people for that. I want to thank Terry for your service and wish you the best, and maybe go fishing or do something fun that you haven't done for a while. And welcome Mr. Ennis and RWG to the city. Also congratulate the Chamber of Commerce for a successful Shop Laguna Niguel. I know they've been doing that for 5 years now, and it seems to grow every year. I think the addition of Trio was a great idea. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Raines. Councilman Menegar?
No special report.
Great, thank you. Councilwoman Genoway?
Okay, well, actually, you know, when I looked at my calendar with December, the holidays, it was kind of like, wait a minute, where's all these meetings that are usually there? But starting in January, a couple of meetings, but I'd like to publicly thank Fire Chief Contreras for presenting the Junior Civic Workshop last week. He taught our middle school students about what the Orange County Fire Authority does, how they keep our community safe, and also went the extra mile in teaching and talking to the kids about accountability, responsibility, and developing leadership skills. So you do have some future firefighters there in that group, so thank you so much for being there and for engaging and interacting with the students. On Friday, I attended the Orange County Senior Citizens Advisory Council meeting, affectionately known as SCAC. And I've been a member of SCAC for a few years now. I was appointed by Supervisor Bartlett. And now I was appointed by the City Selection Committee. But at Friday's meeting, I was unanimously elected as the chair of the Orange County Senior Citizens Advisory Council. And this is a 40-member council that advises both the Orange County Board of Supervisors and the Orange County Office on Aging on matters affecting seniors in Orange County. And the Office on Aging, many people are not familiar with it, but it administers over $13 million annually in federal and state-funded programs that serve the senior citizens in Orange County. It's also the lead advocate, systems planner, and facilitator relative to all aging issues on behalf of Orange County seniors. And its vision is that Orange County is the best place in America to age with dignity. So the proportion of population of seniors in Orange County is growing, while the proportion of all other population age groups is shrinking. And it's very fitting that our mayor, Mayor Jennings, has called for our city to look towards the future and begin planning for 2050. And even less than that time, in 20 years, we can expect that the senior population to just about double. And we need to start planning now. In our county, by 2040, more than 1 in 4 residents will be a senior. So we need to work in our cities and in our region to ensure the livability of all age groups in terms of our infrastructure and services. So this is Laguna Niguel's 30th anniversary year, and the call to action is honoring our past, celebrating our present, and planning our future. So together, we, your city council, are doing that here in our city, and then I'll be working with the members of SCAC so that we also do that countywide. So a few months ago, I let our city residents know that City Attorney Dixon had decided to retire. And Terry, you have served Laguna Niguel for 30 years, beginning in 1988 when we were a community service district. The service that City Attorney Dixon has provided has served our city well. He has been with our city prior to incorporation and has been a trusted advisor to many council members, to many staff members, to many residents in helping to shape Laguna Niguel into the remarkable city that it is today. So Terry, I personally thank you for your dedication to our city, and as an elected representative of our residents, I sincerely thank you for your service to Laguna Niguel. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a little bit of time off. I was actually getting bored until this week, and I saw my schedule fill up again, so I did enjoy that time. I just want to let you know that the city is putting on a anti-bullying prevention workshop again. We did this last year. We're going to start with February 6th. It'll be at Sea Country, and this will be for 5th to 8th graders. Get Safe program is fantastic. It really teaches our students and our residents a lot, and the parents get to come. So it was very successful. We're looking forward to it. We're also then going to have one on February 26th for elementary, 2 to 4 grades. So we do have this posted. We're advertising it. We're working with the school district. They've already sent it out to all the parents. So we're looking to have a great showing, and if council wants to come, it's really impressive to see how these kids come in, and when they leave, there's confidence, there's understanding. They know that they can go to a trusted adult if they see something like this. So it's a great workshop, and I'm proud that the city continues to do this. And then also, Fishing Terry, I can't tell you what an honor it has been to work with you. You've made me laugh many, many times, and we've gone through some challenges, and I can't thank you enough for your ability to, for your wisdom. It's always, you're conservative, but you're the wisdom like a father that I would want, and you've done so much for the city. I can't thank you enough, and it really has been a privilege to work with you. I wish you many blessings, and also if you can tell Diane that it's also been a privilege to work with her. I know she's been with you for many years, and she's kind of your right side there. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. My pleasure.
Thank you very much, and I want to say thank you to the council for a great holiday season and a new year. And I wanted to say Happy New Year to everyone in town, and happy anniversary. We are celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. We're going to hear more from our city manager in just a minute about some of the ongoing planning in her report. But we will be sending out invitations to all of our local organizations to start the ad hoc committee and the planning. Much work has already commenced on our efforts here to, as we heard, to honor the past, to celebrate the present, and to plan for our future. This is a very exciting time, and I welcome everybody into the process, and I promise you it will be worth the effort. This coming week, I'll have the privilege to be in Washington, D.C. for a couple of reasons. One is for the U.S. Conference of Mayors. I think now more than ever is the time to get people together to trying to build consensuses and to stop things like SB 50 and their ilk. So we will be having meetings about that and other things, and I look forward to talking with the people that are the architects of some of that and try to come up with a consensus on how we can move forward. We're also going to have an opportunity through the Association of California Cities here in Orange County. We'll be going with Mayor Pro Tem Davies as well and other elected officials to D.C. To meet with our federal level officials to do that very same thing. I can't imagine a time in our country when that type of dialogue could be more important. I'm expecting there to be a light crowd because, as we know, the government is still shut down, and I think that there's paths forwards through that. And since all politics is local, the local politics are going to go to the national politics and see what we can do to impact that. I was also pleased that as of today, all of our council members have met with the new proposed developers for the town center project here in town. That is a very, very big deal. It's one that we've been talking about for years. And I can tell you that I was energized and pleased with what I heard, and there will be many more meetings to come. I told the developers and the others that I intend to keep a very aggressive schedule with this. I want it in front of the council, in front of the members, time and time again, and the purpose for that is to get it in front of you, the people, so that we can have scoping and get your input on exactly what is planned, what you'd like, what you don't like, and make sure that the public is very, very involved in that process. So as we move forward, you have all of our information, and if you want to contact us about that, we'd be happy to go through that. And as soon as this is made known to the public, we'll be happy to present all of this to you. Just one thing you might want to put on your calendar coming up on January 31st, we won't have another meeting between now and then, is the Pizza with the Police event that the youth committee in town is throwing with our police services. I encourage everyone to come to this, especially your teens. It's for teens and by teens. And it will be at Fresh Brothers Pizza here in Laguna Niguel. I believe it starts at 5, if I remember correctly, and it goes on for a couple of hours. They have some events there, and it's designed to try to break down the barriers between law enforcement and the youth community, and it was a rousing success and won acclaim locally and regionally last time we did this. I'm looking forward to that again. I'm going to save my comments for Terry for just a minute, and we'll come back to that. So why don't we go around the room and get the staff updates, and we'll start with Chief Matt McDaniel.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
And you stole my thunder on Pizza with Police, but really looking
brother.
forward to that event. That was my first event. I actually went to that event the night before I started here last year. So it was a great event. We had 30, 40 teens last year and had some good question and answer periods. It was really a good time. So I encourage everybody to attend. Then we're having a drug take back on Wednesday, January 30th at the Senior Center. This is geared for that community, so it's easier for them to take advantage of that. That's from 10 to 12 on Wednesday, January 30th. Big fight, or big, we have to limit access to opiates and other things, and these drug take-backs allow us to do that. So I encourage everybody to attend. We will be there, and looking forward to it. And Terry, I'd like to thank you for your counsel and conversations. I enjoyed them very much. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Thanks very much, Chief. And you can always drop off those same prescriptions here at City Hall, 8 to 5, 7 days a week or 5 days a week?
5 days a week,
5 days
Monday
a
through
week.
Friday.
So City Hall is open and police services down the hall. So if you have that need, please, we're one of the few cities that offer that services, and it's a great service. Thank you very much, Chief. Finance Director Erlandson.
I have nothing to report tonight. However, Terry, it has been my honor to work with you and Diane over the last 7 years. I tip my hat to you as a professional. I tip my heart to you as a friend. I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. Terry, you want to go now? All right. Great. Thank you. I'm going to go with Chief Contreras. All right. Thank you for your service tonight. Community Development Director Orduña.
I just wanted to join in congratulating Terry on your distinguished service with the city. You have been a source of sound legal advice. You've also been a mentor. You've been a friend. Over the last 10 plus years I've been with the city, I think we've faced some of the most complex and oftentimes controversial issues, and you have always done so with class, and we thank you for that.
Thank you very much. City Clerk Gomez.
Of course, I'm going to chime in as well. Terry, I want to thank you for your assistance and support and your encouragement over the past 4.5 years that I've been here. It's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure working with you. I learned a lot from you, Terry. I just want to thank you for helping me get my feet wet, coming on board, and thank you for your vote of confidence. And I want to wish you all the best in your retirement.
Great, thank you very much. Parks and Recreation Director Giglio.
A few events before we get to Terry. But just wanted to, again, tell everyone we are looking for members for the parade committee, so tell your friends. You can go on lagunagalparade.com and click on volunteers to get more information about that. We have a few opportunities for 6th to 8th graders coming up. One of them is a healthy cooking. They can learn how to cook simple meals and snacks for their friends on Friday, January 18th at Sea Country Center, and you can pre-register for $15 by Wednesday, January 16th. Also, we have a self-defense workshop coming up on Wednesday, January 30th at Sea Country from 6:30 to 8:30, and pre-registration is also required for $10. You can register for both of those at cityoflagunaNiguel.org. Sorry, I'm mixing up my notes here. We have a couple big events coming up. I just want to do save the dates for Jurassic Trails and Tales on Friday, February 8th. You can buy pre-sale tickets for that on the website. Also, we have a new event called the Hansel and Gretel Family Opera coming up in February on the 23rd and 24th at Sea Country, and tickets are available for that pre-sale as well. And to Terry, congratulations on your retirement. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with you. I appreciate your sense of humor, and I wish you all the best, and maybe I can finally get you to come to one of my events now.
Thank you very much. And to Parks and Recreation, I want to say thank you. I signed up and have been attending the training for puppies. And so my house is contingent upon that training, so it's going very well. So I want to say thank you. We found it in the Parks and Rec brochure, went and just had a blast. It's a great group of people, so I want to say thank you. Deputy City Manager Bell.
I wanted just to say congratulations to Terry on your retirement, and I really do hope that you go fishing and boating and traveling and all those fun things that you now will have time for, and looking forward to maybe a picture in the mail of you in some exotic location. You don't even have to write a note on the back. But thank you very much for all of your wisdom and advice.
Great, thank you very much. Director Scott.
Thank you. Last November, the City Council approved the reclassification of a vacant Public Works Inspector position to a Public Works Superintendent position. The subsequent recruitment garnered a strong interest, and I'm excited to announce we have selected an ambitious and hardworking internal candidate. Jeff Metz has been employed by the city for almost 2 years and expressed strong interest in advancing his career here at the city. He proved to be our top candidate based upon his work experience and qualifications, and Friday will be his first day in his new role. Also, Terry, I wish you a very long and enjoyable retirement. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. City Manager Ridge.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Mayor. I have 2 items, including the 30th anniversary.
Great.
But first, I'm going to do the short one. I just wanted to let you know that the city will be installing designated parking spaces for veterans to utilize, 1 space at City Hall and 1 space at Sea Country. As you can recall, Mayor, you mentioned this to us, and we were very excited to make it happen. Honoring those that serve in our military with a reserve spot is just one more way our city can show both our support and gratitude to the military and the veterans. So this is a rendering of what the sign would look like, and the designated spot at City Hall will be just to the left of your designated parking spots, where there happens to be 1 normal parking spot this side of the handicap spots, and then we've also selected a similar spot at Sea Country. So you will see those up and installed in probably a couple weeks, as I'm looking at our Public Works Director. Yes, a couple of weeks for that.
Great, thank you for that.
Now for the update on the 30th anniversary celebration. Since you approved the official 30th logo, which was just last month, it has been introduced on social media, incorporated on all city materials, and featured on an anniversary coin. In addition, special city pins recognizing the 30 years have been created, and I see many people wearing those tonight. Underway is the fabrication and the mounting of banners prominently displaying the 30th celebration. We have banners planned for City Hall, Sea Country, and all three of the fire stations located in Laguna Niguel. And of course, there will be the 30th anniversary logo presented on our main thoroughfares where we have the existing poles where we do the other street banners. And as mentioned by you, Mayor, within the next few days, an invite is going to be sent out under your signature that will be sent to all the identified organizations, which you directed us to do, to invite a representative to help us plan other occasions and events and celebrations for the 30th. And we might also be picking their brain for some strategic planning insight as well. Content is being prepared for our dedicated supplemental section, which is scheduled for April 22nd in the Orange County Business Journal. We have reserved an entire section in that business journal that will be dedicated to Laguna Niguel. We will get several pages to feature the history of the city, our 30th celebration, and any of the other fabulous things that we have here in Laguna Niguel. And then in addition, a letter will be sent out to our key stakeholders and the businesses, which will also allow them the opportunity to participate in our celebration by providing them advertising opportunities within the special section that's headed under the City of Laguna Niguel. And then in addition, starting off this first month of this calendar year, we have been very busy with social media posts that are generating a lot of chatter out there. Hopefully you have all seen those. And I credit Debbie Bell and our two management analysts for this concept and for putting all the content out there. But we have Trivia Tuesday, where every Tuesday a question about our history is posed on social media and they are tracking the responses. And at the end of the calendar year, we will present a prize to the individual that answered them most correctly. So, and I am seeing a pattern in the participants who continually send in responses with that. And then in addition, on Thursday, it's called Throwback Thursdays, and you may have seen on social media that we're posting historical photos. And those have generated a lot of interest as well, with comments ranging from where is that picture taken from? Do you have more pictures like that? Can we see a lot more of those? So the celebration is off and running, and I will certainly keep you updated at all future council meetings as well.
Great.
And then if I could just say, I know, Terry, I didn't get to work with you for very long, but the 12 months, but I'm very excited for you to transition into the retirement phase, and I wish you the absolute best.
Great. Well, thank you very much. You know, before we close tonight, one of the things that I will be doing and have been planned to doing for this year as part of our Remembering the Past is to bring people back into city council chambers, and we were blessed with many of them tonight, to hear their stories, to see what their mark on the city was, and to remember that and to honor it. Boy, we got lucky on the very first one of those in the year that we have the archetype of city service in Terry Dixon tonight. I'm glad that you're here, sir. It's the very first one for the 30th anniversary. You represent the 30 years of Laguna Niguel. Your handprint, fingerprint, and opinions are all over everything truly that is this city, from all the land uses to the buildings to everything. And without you, I can't imagine how that would have been. Your steady voice, your stoic demeanor, and your calm personality did more for that than I could have ever imagined. And on behalf of all of the residents of Laguna Niguel, but not just those right now, those that have been here over the past 30 years, and on behalf of every elected official that sat in this dais and held this microphone and this gavel, I say thank you, sir. And I cannot think of a better way to honor our past and to honor you. And if the city council would, for just a moment, join me in the dais, I have something that I wanted to say and I wanted to show you if I could. So, city council, if you would, join me, please. And Terry, if you wouldn't mind, join us. Good news, bad news is that I'm absolutely certain that Terry doesn't want this, and the good news is that he probably won't tell me that. So it is a bit of a tradition to give you a little piece of Laguna Niguel as anyone departs this chamber, and we wanted to do that. So to honor that, we have created a sign that says, this is a city street sign that says Dixon Drive, December 1989, if you can believe, to January 2019. And on the other side, in a very befitting way, it says Terry's Way. So I present that to you and say thank you. And also on behalf of the city, we have our commemorative city tile, Terry Dixon, City Attorney, December 1989 to January 2019. Terry, thank you very much. I wanted to give a brief chance to just say thank you on behalf of the council, and wanted to give you a chance, if you wanted to, no pressure, but if you wanted to say thank you or any words.
Say a couple things. Is that on?
It's on.
First, I'd like to thank the council for these items. I've been watching people get them for almost 30 years, and I wondered if I'd ever make it. Most of all, I'd like to really thank the residents of Laguna Niguel. We don't have very many here tonight, but there's some out there on TV. I've truly appreciated the opportunity to be city attorney. It's given me the opportunity to live my life the way I wanted to with my family and do things that maybe I wouldn't have been able to do. It's a great city. The citizens have made it great, and I've been truly honored to serve it. And again, I've been truly honored to serve the City Council. Thank you all.
Terry, thank you very much. And I want to say thank you, congratulations in your retirement. I have no idea what I'm going to do with my days now. We spent so much time on the telephone, but it's good to have it back. So thank you very much for that. I'd like to adjourn. Well, let's get a picture first. All right, thank you again, Terry. I'd like to adjourn tonight's meeting at 8:18 in memory of David Mill. Thank you very much, and we are adjourned.